Hey everyone, Richard here. So I'm going to be doing a breakdown or review, evaluation, whatever you want to call it, of the now somewhat controversial Sunshine Collects Things mystery box. I purchased one when he put them up. It took a while to get here, but it did get here, and I actually already unboxed it. Some technical difficulties, so now we're just going to go through the books. Most people aren't actually doing unboxings on this, they're just sort of going through the books, so I figured it wasn't that big of a deal. I'd still go through them, show what I got, do a price breakdown, and we'll decide if the value is actually there or not. This mystery box cost $75 shipped. Came in a medium flat rate box, which is about $14.60. So it's $65, give or take. Can't quick math to get it. So yeah. With that, we'll just get into it. Go with the first book I got out of it. Cobra Command, Snake Eyes, number 12. This is the retailer incentive, 1 in 10 variant. Definitely a pretty cool cover, but in terms of value, I couldn't find any sold listings on eBay. There were a couple non-sold listings that were about $10 each. I checked my comic shop and they had a very fine copy for $2 and some change. This is definitely a high grade copy, so I'm going to call it $5 to be conservative, somewhere in between the two numbers. So there's that. Next book, Superman Man of Steel, number 19. Sort of an iconic cover, one of those minor Doomsday keys. Doesn't really go for much. It's about a $3 book. I did notice it was a high grade newsstand, and I looked into newsstands, and in this particular book, it doesn't really affect the value very much. Harder to get, I would say, but in terms of value, it's about the same, about a $3 book. So there's that. Next book, World Storm number 2. This is a J. Scott Campbell cover, so you can't really complain about J. Scott Campbell. Seems to be a $5 book all day, every day. So it's not too bad. It's not junk, but a very nice cover. Next book, Spawn number 200. This is the Silvestri variant. Kind of a book it's hard to find sold listings on. I guess it's one of the lesser common Spawn 200s. I found a few. I'm going to call it $10. I think that's kind of a fair number for it. It might be a little bit more, but we're going to be conservative and call it $10. Every mystery box had a signed comic, according to Sunshine. So this is my signed comic, which played 500. This is the gold foil variant. It's signed right here in sort of a gold paint pen by Christina Z, which is the writer. It has the COA in the back. This is actually a very hard book to find reliable sold listings on because there's so many variants of it. There's a non-gold foil, there's a gold foil with no signature. There's also versions that have a different signature on it. I'm going to call this one $15, which is sort of the low end that I'm seeing people ask for it. It might be less, it might be more, but still. Pretty cool book. Sunshine also said that every mystery box would have some sort of trade or collector volume book in it, and mine was this right here, Batman the Killing Joke. This is the 7th printing, which is not one of the valuable printings. It's probably about a $10 book, but it is Killing Joke, and you can't really complain about Killing Joke. Great story. So there's that. One of my favorite books in this opening, I guess, was this right here, Wonder Woman 602, the Alex Garner variant. I believe it's a 1 in 10. There was one sold listing for $10, but it was in much lesser condition than this one. I saw one in similar condition, closer to 20. I'm going to call it 15 to be safe. I think that's a reasonable middle ground for this book. Very nice copy. Happy to get it. Next up, Batman Beyond, the free special edition, first appearance of Batman Beyond. Not to be confused with the other Batman Beyond that was being said to be a first appearance. I don't know if that's DC continuity or what, but this is the Batman Beyond you want. Normally, I'd say it's about a $20 to $30 book. This one just has a very faint stamp on it down here that I think hurts the value. It's probably about a very fine plus, I'm guessing. Has a little bit of a staple issue, but other than that, it's not too bad. I'm going to call it $10 because of the stamp. I might be hitting it a little bit harder than I should. I don't really know, but still a pretty cool book to pull out of it. Next up, we have Batman 608 from the Hush storyline. This is a very high grade copy, 9.6 easy, probably 9.8. Those sell for about $20 without too much competition. But I did notice this is a newsstand copy, and newsstand in this grade, I see them listed for $40, give or take. So I'm gonna call this 30, right and slab in the middle. It might be worth more, might be worth less, but I think 30 is a fair number for this. So there's that. And the final book is Amazing Spider-Man 59, which is the first cover appearance of Mary Jane. I think this is probably about a VG plus. It does have a little bit of tapes that knocks it down a little bit. I'm going to call it a $30 book, just because of the tape. I think it'd be significantly more valuable without that, but can't really complain. It's a pretty nice copy for what this is. So yeah, that's everything. I think it comes out to about 130, 140, somewhere in there, depending on how tough you want to hit it. Just in these 3 books, that basically covers the cost of the mystery box, and I got all of these for like essentially free afterwards, so not too bad. I've noticed a lot of complaints about this box, though I've only seen 1, maybe 2 subpar openings or results from it. I think people are forgetting that this was a mystery box. There was no real guarantee. It had a lot of hype behind it. I won't deny that, but I don't know. I feel like people are hitting it a little bit harder than they should. They have every right to be upset with it. But I don't know. I feel like some people got a little hype crazy over it, especially when you consider the 2 big books basically cover the cost of the whole thing, and everything else in this mystery box Sunshine took a hit on. Basically, you got nothing out of it. But that's just my take on it. You're welcome to think whatever you want. I don't really care. I'm happy with my box. Basically doubled my investment on it. And in fact, I might actually get this book graded, because high grade newsstand of such a popular book you don't come across very often, so it's kind of nice. So yes, that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you found it informative. Watch the other unboxings. There's one that was understandably kind of not so exciting, but a lot of the other ones are really good. So go ahead and watch them, and yeah, take care, everyone.